All right, now it's showing camera, but can you hear me in stream? Can you hear me? Let me try. Let me check. Let me check my phone. Nunu just caught the Mantis Y files. It was heckle fish-tastic. Yeah, I agree. They saw mantis creatures. Have you ever seen a mantis creature? And if so, what was the situation? I've never seen one myself. Um, so I don't know about it. I don't know much about the mantis. But they kind of look like the ancient Egyptians. Maybe they were the precursors to the ancient Egyptians that built the pyramids, right? You hear me now? Okay, I hear no sound. I hear no sound. What about now? Let me check this on my Y files. Mantis Overlords. Limit one guest. That's what I'm limited to on Streamlabs now, guys. I ran out of time on StreamYard, and so I'm limited on Streamlabs. Let me see if I could set this up. Nah, I'm not going to deal with that. Not right now. Let me see if this is working. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Look, it's not even coming in on my phone. Hello. I wasn't allowed to see. Mantis boss froze my body. Okay, yeah, I can hear sound. It sounds good. Well, it doesn't sound good. Let me see if I can grab my mic and make it sound a little better. It sounds kind of shitty. Yes, indeed. Let's see if this changes it at all. Can I change the microphone? Allow it. Mic test. Mic test. Testing 1, 2. Yeah, there we go. That sounds much better. Doesn't it? That sound, does that sound a little AMSR? A little better? Does that sound lovely? Not so much not so much background noise. Just me and you. Up close on the mic. Don't pop though, right? Don't be popping on the mic. Don't be popping on the mic, amigo. Hey, how you guys doing? How's it going? Nunu, good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. I'm I'm beat. Oh, you know what the fuck? I'm glad I can stream. At least I can stream it all. I was gonna say I'm beat up from the feet up, tore down from the floor down. Tired, man. Long week at work, and getting into it right now with you guys, man. I want to check out this new Streamlabs and see if I can live stream from it. But it doesn't let me like do a picture instead of my video. I don't know how to do that. What can I do with that? Can I turn off the video so I don't look like a freak baby, all worn out in my robe, hanging out, chilling? That was aboard a mothership back in 1977, somewhere around the year. It was a long time ago. So Nunu, the Atlantean traveler, time traveler, says that he saw a mantis and it froze his body aboard a mothership. I have to slow down so I don't do too many typos. Your sound is good and clear. Yeah, it sounds good and clear now, doesn't it? With this microphone. I bought this thing based on donations from buymeacoffee.com. And I bought these earphones too. Every time I get a good donation, I try to upgrade the show, man. I've been upgrading it, baby. Getting at it. Let's see, we've got a message from Free Gift from God. He's chiming in from Mantis Land. Good magic, man. Let me see if I can share my screen so I can show you guys what I was watching. Share screen. Screen. StreamYard Studios. Entire screen. Make sure there's nothing too revealing going on there. I didn't even update the channel, man. I feel all out of sorts hanging out here on this new platform, StreamYard platform, getting at it, man. So here's what we were checking out earlier last night. I was looking into the famous Key of Solomon. You could check it out here on the Modern Hermeticist. He reads really good. He just dropped this back on May 8th, a couple days ago. It's already got 10,000 views. Clavicula Solomonis, one of the most famous and influential grimoires in the Western occult world, translated and edited in 1888 by Samuel Little McGregor Mathers, co-founder of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. He was really the founder, man. Him and William Wayne Westcott and Arthur Edward Wyatt. It was those three guys. Sometimes people attribute it to Crowley, but Crowley wasn't. He was a latecomer to the Golden Dawn, right? Um, but what we wanted to see here, what we've been looking at today, were the Mantis Overlords of the Wi-Fi. Hey, there's Jack Talcott. He just streamed one day ago, it looks like. New Pope. I was telling you guys the Pope wasn't dead anyway, because I'm a Pope of Discordia. I have my Pope card from the Church of Discordia. So there's other popes out there, man. You don't need to follow just that one pope. You can follow the exiled Pope Frank Monday hanging out in China. China. There it is right there. The Wi-Fi is premiering now. Earth's Mantis Overlords. Let's see if this will play with sound from. Does the sound come through? I don't think it probably does. I don't think the sound will come through. Does it? No. Doesn't sound like it. Yeah, no sound. I don't know why. See, I got the labs open. Live streaming studio, StreamYard Labs. Labs. It's got all this stuff going on here, but ain't none of it is related to sharing sound. Yeah, Pope Frank Monday's in the house, coming at you one time. Coming at you like Finnegan, all right? Must we go round again? So if you've got a yin to expand your kin, then let's go zen with a little Frank Monday on StreamYard Labs. It says I can add one guest on this free account. Share this link with your guests. They also might like instructions for guests. You have one guest slot remaining. Invite up to 24 guests with Live Streamlabs Pro. Yeah, so I've only got one guest slot, guys, on the show today because I ran out of hours on StreamYard and now I'm using Streamlab, which is much different. Like its setup is totally different from StreamYard. I don't think I like it as much. It seems like it doesn't have as good functions. And StreamYard on your free account, you can invite up to 6 guests. This one only allows for one guest. So if there's one of you out there, free gift from God, Nunu, whoever was in the house a second ago, because I just saw the view count go up to like 4 viewers. Now it's back down to 1 viewer. So yeah, we're talking mantis creatures, guys. Are you a mantis creature? Have you met with a mantis creature before? Um, do you know anything about them? Um, what do you guys know about that? What do you guys know about that? What do you know about that? What do you know about that? What do you know about? Let's get ready to go live, guys. In five, four, three, two, one. Let's get ready to go live. In five, four, three, two, one. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, look at this guy. He's a gap at the reptilians. Oh no, got guys. We got reptilians out in the chat rooms, man. Watch your back. Watch your back with that little flicking lizard tongue. Right, we got a reptilian showing up right here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Do you guys see that reptilian? He's a reptilian overlord. Did I hit it? Why didn't it show up on the screen? There it is. There it is there. Why can't we close this? Enabled for up to one participant. Oh wow. Yeah, I got the chat open. If you guys want to stop by and say hello, get with it. It's right here. You just type in https :// talkstudio dot streamlabs.com / FX Jim E Junior TZ Taz Taz, and that'll get you in there, man. We got that one guest spot open. Very exciting, man. Very exciting. Let's check it out. Let's check out that reptilian, that mantis-like creature. There it is. Look at that. Does that scare you? Do you find that frightening? I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're really up to bad magic. These guys. I haven't figured it all out yet, man. I've had some interactions with the little grays, and I've seen Mothman or like a Mothman-like creature, and I've had interactions with other types of creatures in Dreamland and other types of luminous beings. But I don't know if I've ever come across these dudes. I just don't know that I've ever come across them. Oh, was Hecklefish on this one? It seems like Hecklefish wasn't in this episode that I just watched. Oh yeah, look at this. Is a good shot of one right here. Let's check it out. Check it out. Yeah, there it is, right there. I know some of you have encountered. Do you know their agenda? Do you know what they're up to? He said they're like high-level dudes, man. They're like high-level dudes. Let me see if I can stop this. What? Why is it doing that? Share. I don't know why I can't just toggle in and out of my screen. Why I have to end it? Why can't I just toggle it on and off? It's weird, huh? Anyway, whatever. Yeah, there it is there. Reptilians are vampiric in nature. I was abducted along with my car, and I believe they were collecting genetics for alien breeding program directed by a Mantis. That's pretty much it, flat out. Yeah, that's a good. There's a good possibility of that, man. I had them. The Greys were showing up and pushing some seed out of me when I was younger. They haven't done that in a long time, though. I remember I had visitations when I was really young, like probably between the ages of 17 to 25, something like that. They would show up and pretend to be like a succubus, like a really seductive young lady, and then they would initiate a nocturnal emission, and then I would see them as their real selves, and I'd be frozen, in what is that called? Sleep paralysis, and they would have the succulent little the little seeds, and they would jump back in their vortex and fly off with them. I could tell you how their ship works. Like, I've kind of seen the way it operates, at least to the telepathic sleeping mind, right? In the hypnagogic state. They got most stuff in their computer shoot straight out their genetics. Yeah, I don't know. The dimension of time, I think, is deceptive when we perceive it as, like maybe something in the future or something in the past. I'm on board with the idea that all of these things are occurring simultaneously, and we're just flipping through dimensions. So the idea of there being this movement through time is just a human perception, whereas all these things are they're just here. It's just happening in the now, and the idea of moving through time kind of distracts us from the idea that we're actually in the now, and there's nothing we can do about that. We'll never leave it. There won't be a place when you were in the now, say 20, 30 years ago or whatever. When you think about when you were younger, you were just younger in the now, right? You're going through your flowering process. The human life is flowering out in the now, and it just always was. I was this guy when I was born, but I'm just flowering. I'm coming into fruition, you know. Let's see what else is going on out there in Happy Land. Yeah, guys, this is just a test run to see if anybody was up and at it, up and around. Looks like some of you guys probably are. We got some good time references for folks in the Western world right now. All right, let's do that time check. I haven't even done the channel, man. I'm totally out of my element. I'm like a fish out of water with this new Streamlabs. I'd rather be using StreamYard. I find it a lot more like home. It's a lot more familiar to me. All right, so guys, it's almost 10 a.m. here in Beijing. It's 3:30 a.m. in Stockholm. 8:47 in Memphis, Tennessee. Still daylight in Los Angeles and Denver. The sun's still hanging around the Rocky Mountains. I guess it's on the kind of the other side of the Rocky Mountains for you guys. So it's already dark in Tennessee, but it's only 6:47, almost 7 p.m. in Los Angeles, and 7:47 in Denver, 8:47 in Dallas, and 9:47 in New York. So good magic there. Guys in the Western world, it's Friday evening for you guys, right? Is that right? Is that what's going on? I'm broadcasting to you from the Central Kingdom of the Celestial Dragon, Twilight Zone, old Peking, Frank Bundy coming at you once again like Finnegan, because everybody's got a yin to experience the transformation of their kin. Yeah, the bamboo firewall prevents me from getting through with absolute regularity. The various StreamYard labs and different kinds of labs, they limit my ability. StreamYard, what is it? StreamYard and Streamlabs. I heard there was a third one too. I think I should try to check out the other one. Someone said there's like 3 of these different streaming studios you can use for free each month. So I think I'm going to check out the other one, because this one's not very good. And again, I can't host many ghosts. Host the ghost. But there's the link, guys, if someone wants to jump on here and banter a little bit, because sometimes I don't have anything to talk about, man. Like, I don't have much experience with the Mantis Overlords. But if they're looking out for you, man, then you better be looking out for them, right? And when you start looking into the abyss starts looking back at you, right? So you're looking in at Frank Monday be looking into you, right? Like I always say, sub me and I'll sub you back. Coming through good and clear. Oh yeah, baby, we're sounding good. We're fucking getting our Mantis eyes looking into that dark mirror. We're getting ready to do some Solomonic magic, man, and summon a demon more powerful than all in hell. Right? Yeah. You never know what's going to happen with that. Yeah, so let me get over here and check out this Mantis show. So, the Y-Files Mantis Chronicles. I got kind of a crick in my neck. Got to get that cerebral fluid pumping up the spine, right? Let me see if I can break it down for you. Give you the summary, the summarization of the last Y-Files show. Yeah, so I got a little microphone here. Give it a little kiss it on the tip a little bit, lick it. It's It's like a snow cone, right? Um, yeah, I'm making burgers for breakfast. Don't get excited. People getting excited over there. I'm gonna make some cheeseburgers for breakfast, baby. Saturday. Frank Money taking it easy. Got the day off. It's almost 10 a.m. So they're not for breakfast. They already had some cereal, so it'll be a little closer to lunch. I'm going to hang out here for about 30 minutes an hour, guys. 30 minutes an hour. I think I'm all watchers, observers, observing humans. Yeah, I think you're right, Nunu. I think that's what's going on. They're seeing what we're up to, and I think they have some of the keys of the ancient temples, right? Like the pyramids in Giza and the pyramids in South America and Teotihuacan and all of these other mysterious ancient sites. I think these dudes know what's up. They were probably the ones hanging around helping these dudes figure out how to use vibration to move megalithic stones, to move and cut megalithic stones. Because obviously the mainstream narrative about of a bunch of slaves hanging out in Egypt using pounding tools and copper chisels to craft these ancient sites that we haven't even uncovered a half of them, right? We've uncovered something like less than 1% of the ancient buried sites. And they're like, well, there just isn't any evidence for it. And it's like, well, you haven't dug deep enough yet, right? There's going to be stuff all over this great prime material plane that we can dig up. And then every time something good gets dug up, FBI, CIA, National Security Agency, Homeland Security, all these guys roll in and hide it. They don't let nobody deviate from the fucking mainstream narrative, man. They just want this one basic narrative of deception that we're spinning through space and people evolved from monkeys and there ain't fucking nothing funny going on. It's all just, molecules and random chance that we're even here, which is just garbage, man. It's got to be absolute garbage. There's so much evidence to the contrary. So yeah, they roll in and they hide the bodies of the ancient giants and the mantis creatures, and a lot of it evaporates as well. I would imagine like it just doesn't appear in this dimension. Like I was talking about shifting timelines and stuff earlier, and I think Nunu, you're right. It's useful to think about things in the past, present, and future when they are the monkey business. That's right. They're all up to monkey business. They're all getting in there, acting like a monkey and showing their ass. Where are we going with this? Beautiful day here in Beijing, guys. Really pretty. We had a lot of rain the last couple of days. Maybe that'll uncover some treasure. Right? Whenever it rains, you should go out hunting for treasure. Because sometimes, stuff gets sifted out of the dirt. You might find a gold coin or something else, something funny. You might be digging around in the dirt and uncover some archaeological site with some ancient alien tech. That would be good magic right there, man. I'll appreciate that. Appreciate finding some old stuff, multi-dimensional stuff. Man, here I am. About to fire up myself a JP Farrell. You guys like to have a JP Farrell occasionally? Is that guy still kicking, man? JP Farrell? I haven't seen him on Dark Journalist in a long time. He ended up smoking too many cigarettes and gave himself a heart attack. Had to have a triple, quadruple bypass surgery in order to stay alive. And then his doctor said, man, you absolutely have to quit smoking. I think that's probably a good idea. Smoke less anyway, Or switch over to ganja. Smoking that cannabinoid. That's better for you, I would imagine. Just take a little puff occasionally. I don't think you need to dull your mind too much, right? But yeah, it has an opiatic effect. Opiate gives you a little release from the pain of living. Nunu says there is nice weather in northern Idaho. Really good. Yeah, I can appreciate that, man. I like nice weather. I like where you're living too. I've checked that area out after you told me about it a couple of times, and it's a West Coast thing. Ohio's East Coast. I learned this from you guys. I always got confused between Ohio and Idaho. I think they're like at the same latitude. Latitude is the left or right one, right? I think they're at the same latitude, but they're at different longitude, right? Did I figure that out correctly? Yeah, that's West Coast, but it's like interior a little bit. It's a few hundred miles in from the coast, right? And then if you go on the other side and you've got Ohio, it's the same thing, right? It's like at the same level, but it's also a few hundred miles in from the coast. Somehow I pulled smoking off for a lot of years. Yeah, certain people can pull it off, others can't. It's a popular hobby over here in China because tobacco is still fairly cheap, and the production process. I talked to a girl who actually her dad was a floor manager in a tobacco factory, and she grew up with it. She's like, yeah, the Chinese tobacco factories, they don't really add much to the tobacco. They pretty much just process it, and then like it's called charcoal cured or something. They like dry it in big charcoal coal burning like ovens or something. Then they just put it in the cigarettes, man. They pretty much keep it as pure as possible. There's nothing really added like it is in the West. That's why you're not allowed to import Chinese tobacco into America, really. I don't think you are anyway. I've never really seen it. So, and they're a buck a pack over here. It's about the equivalent of $1 US. So they're still cheap enough to smoke with regularity. If I was back in America, which I was smoking less than a half a pack of Camel Lights. They don't say light anymore, right? You can't say that. They're Camel Blues and Camel Reds. Yeah, so I was smoking Camels less than half a pack a day, which is all right, but it's like 10 fucking dollars, $10, $12 a pack. The fuck? That's crazy. What happened to the free market? Why can't I just free market import a bunch of fucking Chinese tobacco and sell it for $2 a pack? I'd be doubling my money, baby. What's up with that? That would be free market. But there is no free market. That's a total fucking lie. Total horse shit. Somehow I pulled off, yeah, several hundred miles inland from the east of Seattle. Yeah, I think you're in a better location than those guys right there on the coast. I would be suspicious of that. It's good. It's good magic that people are tuning in, guys. Make sure you check me out on buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. Because look at this. I'm about to run out of coffee. You see that? Somebody got to get over there to buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. Buy Frank Monday a coffee. Let's do some e-bigging. E-begging. Camels are too hard on my lungs. I had a friend who smoked Marlboro Lights for like 40 years, and he said that the Marlboro Light was the best cigarette, in his opinion. He said he'd smoked everything. My uncle Bill, my mother's younger brother, he smoked Pall Mall non-filters. Right, he was up to like 5 packs a day at one point, and he smoked those, and he lived to 87, 87, and he didn't die of lung cancer. He just died of something else. Like the heart stopped working or something. I don't know, but he outlived everyone. Like he's the oldest living male in our family, and he smoked 5 packs a day and drank coffee all day long. That's all he ever did. He lived on cigarettes and coffee, and he lived almost to 90. So there you go. And he never fucking gave up. He never quit just because of the naysayers. But yeah, I think he was. I think he was had a better brand, right? Pall Mall non-filters. He was a World War II guy with my dad. Or no, he was later on in the military. He was an army guy. My dad was Navy during World War II, but my mother's younger brother was Army. And when he got out of the Army, he was Army intelligence and Army engineer. And when he got out of the Army, he worked for Raytheon for like nearly 20 years. And he saw some shit. He saw the Men in Black. He said he had multiple visitations from the Men in Black telling him to keep his fucking mouth shut. That's ultimately why he lost his job, because he liked to talk about all of the crazy shit going on in the world. And he'd openly talk about UFOs and aliens and different, creatures that they worked with and stuff like that, and paranormal experiences he had. And yeah, he ended up losing his what is that called? Security clearance, like, because he was up there at top secret at one point. He worked on the Patriot missile program. He worked on a disc craft. He brought back a model, like I remember this when I was a kid, man. He lived in Van Nuys, California, and we would. Then he moved to Oxnard later on, but he lived in Van Nuys, and my dad takes us up there, and all of the children were about the same age, And so we'd hang out and play together. And he brought home a flying disc type thing that had um, what did it have? It had clockwork gears inside it. And he opened up the lid and set the dials, and he was able to set it on a like a what's that called? Like a calculated flight path. And it was basically like your basic disc UFO, but it was about probably, I don't know, maybe 2.5 feet in diameter and maybe a foot and a half tall, something like that. And he had it in the trunk of his car, so it's something that would fit in the trunk of a Buick. And he got it out and he set it in the garage and he opened it up and he showed us how it worked. It had like alternating spinning magnets inside it. I remember there were magnets that spun like this, and then the whole thing spun like that, and it had a fan system and it would generate wind and lift. And he set it out in the middle of the street, and it was like an autumn day. And when he turned it on, it blew all the leaves out of the street and launched straight up into the sky, and then did like a pattern that he had pre-programmed into it. And then it came down like in the boulevard, the middle of the street, and angled itself and gently flew all the way back to his house and then landed in front of the garage, and he put it away. And that ended up getting him in trouble. I think he got fired shortly after that. But he basically demoed like a miniature, like clockwork UFO way back. And this was back in the 70s, man. If I was 5, it was like 78, 79, something like that. And everybody talked about it for years afterwards, too. Everybody thought it was amazing. Kind of a cool thing. Let's see, guys. I'm not keeping up with the chat. I got off in there into Happy Land, into Storyland, reminiscing about the days of yore. I sure miss my dog. Your dog passed recently. I'm sorry to hear that. My wonderful dog passed to the other side of old age. I do believe he earned his wings. Yeah, there's a good chance of that, man. I know people feel a lot of kinship with their familiars and their pet friends. And pets offer a lot of wonderful succor and good energy to people. I've got a fish. I haven't had a pet in a while, but I had recently done a summoning ritual to get myself a familiar, and I imagined a salamander. I imagined summoning a salamander out of the south, a fiery salamander, and it appeared to me, and it was red and black. I think I told you guys about this story. And then it moved around the Kabbalistic elements, and it went from fire to water, and then it appeared floating in water. And like a couple of days later or a couple of weeks later or something, I was in the HR office at the academy, and somebody had a fish tank with an axolotl, and I was like, what the fuck? That looks like a salamander. And they're like, yeah, it's an axolotl. And then I was like, ooh, that looks, I didn't say it, but I thought it. I thought that looked just like the familiar in my summoning ritual, except for, it's a little fish in water. And so then I thought, I'd like to have that axolotl. And about a couple of days later, the HR gal, she said, hey, can you take care of that axolotl, put it in your apartment and keep it? Because she was going out of town for a week on a business trip. She's like, nobody wants to feed it. Or she'd be gone for like a month. Maybe she was having surgery. I can't remember. And then when she got back, she's like, just go ahead and keep it. And I thought, I don't know if I want to take care of it or not. But I had developed a relationship with it already. And then what happened? Oh, I thought about giving it back to her. And she said, hey, do you want to bring the axolotl back to the office? And I said, yeah, I could probably do that. And then I thought, no, I probably shouldn't give it back to her. I could find a way that if I got to go out of town or something, I could put the fish with someone else. I bought a timer so that it would time release food into the tank. So I could up to, I think, 20 days or something like that. And so I thought, no, I could just figure this out on my own. And then she said, yeah, if you want to keep it, just go ahead and keep it. She's like, we don't really need it in the office necessarily. And so here, the point being is that with each oscillation of my mind, to summon the thing, to keep or not keep. And so each direction, whichever direction I went in, that's how the universe responded to me. It's like, okay, you're summoning a familiar. Here's a familiar. We can't bring you a fire salamander right now, but we'll bring you a water salamander. Right? You've got your water salamander now. You can, you can communicate with it and do good magic with your axolotl. I call him Mr. Fish. Right? Yeah. So I ended up getting a heckle fish of my own, and a living one, right? Not a digital one. And I thought, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't keep the thing. And they said, oh, you can give it back. And I thought, nah, maybe I will keep it. And they said, man, you can keep it, right? And this is the way it works, man. The mind of the magician is a powerful thing, right? And you can look at it through the, I hear everybody, the naysayers, they say, oh, Chris, or it's just all you're doing is seeing the future, right? You have prophetic powers. It's like, well, it could be telepathic communication. It could be your magic making these things happen in the prime material plane. Oh, it could be this, it could be that. That's the multi-model approach. Could just be pure coincidence, right? Could be any number of things, but I know the truth. And I think some of you know the truth too. That this prime material plane, it mirrors. Yeah, so if you want another familiar, then you could get one, if you wanted to summon another little companion. It wouldn't be a hard thing to do, right? I know you've got that same magic. There were a lot of sightings back in those years. Let me see, I'm missing up on the chat, guys, here. Frankie leaves behind his dog wife, Gracie, who is very saddened and traumatized by recovering. There were a lot of sightings back in those years. I miss his tail thumping with joy in the morning. He really loved life. Yeah, that's a good thing, man. My tail's not thumping this morning because I'm kind of just fucking exhausted. I almost caught a cold last week, and I had kind of a runny nose, and there was a lot going on at the office, every day, and yeah, I feel kind of beat up. But my tail's usually thumping first thing in the morning, too. Yes, these pets are assigned to us. I believe that. The ancient Egyptians believed that way too. Yeah. So I've got a watery salamander now, Mr. Fish, and I want to set up. And when I get back in my dorm, like my proper dorm, because I'm staying in a fucking hotel right now. Maybe that's part of the fact that I feel more tired than normal too, because hotels are filled with ghosts, and you really have to set up a perimeter of magic, if you've got iron shavings and salt, and if you can fucking bar the doorways and windows and do some good magic, man, because there's fucking ghosts slipping in and out of there all the time trying to fuck with you when you stay in a hotel, man. Shit ain't no kind of fun. But yeah, I'm a pretty powerful magician, so for the most part, they leave me alone. But it feels like the last couple of weeks, they've been doing bad magic, man. What was the point? Oh, when they finish the renovations on the building that I normally stay in at the academy, I'm going to set everything up, and I'm going to have that fish behind me like Hecklefish, or I'll have it somewhere in the scene so it'll look like the Y-Files, and I'll be able to do a proper show. And I might even upgrade on StreamYard so I can get like multiple cameras and do like a Hecklefish camera, a Mr. Fish camera for my axolotl, because it's good magic, man. I think it's funny that I was able to summon one of those right after having seen AJ with his, and I think that's good magic, man. I do. My cat's hey, Fools and Tools is in the house. Good to see you, man. I didn't even see you, amigo. Good looking out. I appreciate you being here. I'm about to run out of gas, though, man. I just want to try out this new platform and see if it was any kind of fun. I'm going to throw the link up if anybody wants to jump on. Otherwise, I can't just fucking talk for hours and hours at a time by myself. It's boring as hell. I mean, I can respond to the chat, but it's a lot more interesting to have someone to banter back and forth with. Otherwise, it just turns into fucking masturbation, right? I got a dog, but I didn't want a dog. I wanted him. He's a bull mastiff cross bull, Arab horse of a dog. He's my ambassador with meditation. That's pretty cool, man. Much love to you, Fools and Tools. Good looking out. I appreciate you stopping by to say hello. I hope you liked the video. I wanted to investigate a little bit of the Y-Files today and see what they had going on with the Mantis creatures. Maybe the Mantises assigned them. Maybe that's their job, right? Maybe the mantises are hanging out there in their multi-dimensional spaces, and they're like, "This guy could use a fish. Let's send him a fish." And then they get in there, and they pull the strings of these various NPCs around you to bring a fish to you. And it might be one of those fishes with a little bit of magic in it, right? Like a tadpole, an otherworldly tadpole. And I could do more with Axolotl, but again, like I said, now I've got him back here at the apartment where I got my apartment in the city, and I'm waiting for my dorm to open back up so I can get back to like normal living where I can have more space because these apartments are so tiny, most of them. This one's 100 square meters, which is not big enough, and I got to hang out in the kitchen because, I'm smoking and shit. And then the one at school is like 150 square meters, so it's a little better. I'm getting an upgrade from the last one. So that'll be more room to like. People need room, man. They can't be living in fucking shoeboxes, eating the bugs, live in the pod and eat the bugs. That shit ain't cute, man. That ain't gonna happen. People need to, to be able to stretch their legs, have a yard, maybe go up and down some stairs, a couple of levels, a cupola, right? A widow's walk. You need a proper dwelling, right? We're meant to live in proper dwellings and families. We're not meant to live in fucking mega cities and capsules like the Matrix. The fuck is that, right? I grew up in a big proper house, right? We had a villa in San Diego. We had a nice A-frame in LA. We had country retreats. I have a place in Tennessee. I grew up in proper houses in America, land of the free. Here I am living in a fucking roach motel, man. Ain't no kind of fun. But yeah, so I'll get a proper dwelling back, but it won't be until September. So we've got June, July, August, September. We got 4 months. Not bad. 4 months can pass in the blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? Eat the bugs. Live in the shoebox. You will own nothing and love it. You will love your enslavement. We will flood all of your cities with the unwashed masses, and they will take over and rape your children. And all of the ancient megalithic buildings will be burned down, destroyed. We will live in our gated communities with large villas and golf courses and swimming pools, and you will stay in the ghettos. Yeah, good luck fucking. Yeah, try, I guess, do your best, fools and tools, if you can. As long as you're not living on the Gaza Strip, I think you're doing pretty good. You got an upgrade. If you're not hanging out in the open air prison, getting bombed by the Goyim, then you're doing okay, right? If that's happening, past life to deserve that type of karma. They getting bent over the fire. Seems like Fools and Tools is talking to himself. I'm not sure. Don't know. It's not like anybody's responding to you, amigo. There's 4 or 5 people out in the chat room, but I only see one person chatting. Okay, guys, I put the link out there in the chat. I'm gonna do it one more time, and I'm gonna hang out for another 5 to 10 minutes and see if anybody takes the bait. I put out my hook, line, and sinker. I got my bobber out there, right? My little flotation device, and I'm waiting for it to get pulled. If nobody pulls the hook, then I'm rolling off into the abodes of the future, man, to get working on some good magic. I'm going to get back into the study of that Clavicus Solomonus. Is that what you guys like to read in your free time? Is that how you spend your free time? Let me see what we got here. Yeah, follow your carrots, bro. Get your carrots going. I got a little shout out here. I wonder if you guys can see this. Can you see my screen right now? No, you can't. Okay, here we go. Can you see my screen? I'm sharing my screen. I got a shout out to one of our favorite people right here somewhere on my screen. I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you see it? Yeah, well, There you go. There's the Mantis creature, guys. There it is there. Y Files. Make sure you check it out. The Y Files. I don't know. The name of the channel is The Y Files. Just like that, right? The Y Files. We got to go back one more page. There we go. There it is there. Wow, yeah, Australia, good man. Here is something I would actually share with you guys, man. This is I came across this just the other day. And this looks like a really good advertisement. Fantasy acrylic painting course with Jesper L Essing. Jesper Essing. Domestica English. Maybe he's Swedish, maybe he's German. I don't know. I don't speak Svenska, so probably Swedish. But I'm going to look into this, man. Um, he has got a course on acrylic painting that I think I'm going to take this summer, and I think I'm going to finally learn actual techniques for painting correctly. Here's the website, Domestica. Let's check it out together. Can you guys see the screen? Can you see the screen? Hello? Testing, testing. Can you see the screen? Tell me if you can see the screen. He looks rather studly there. Okay, Nunu can see him. Good, good. You're talking about Jesper Essling, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, good. Good magic. Yeah, let's check this guy out. Um, he's got a course, and it says as low as 99 cents, but I'll probably end up paying $50 because I missed the special offer. That offer ended, but maybe I'll get it. Enjoy this course and 1,000 others unlimitedly. But I'm definitely going to do this kind of thing, whether it be with this guy or another way to learn it. But unleash your creativity in acrylic painting. I watched his video, and it looks like he really knows what he's doing. And it's exactly the kind of thing I want to do, man. I think I could get good at this. Introducing fantasy painting and storytelling, sketching thumbnails and composition, number one, thumbnails and composition two, fine tuned sketching, inking and value painting, color light and final prep work. Wow, what a thing, huh? I'm going to look into this, guys. And I'm going to get better. I'm going to improve my art skill this summer. This is going to be my 100-day challenge. My next 100-day challenge is going to be becoming a better artist. Sketching thumbnails and composition. I push the button. It doesn't respond, though. Here it goes. It's responding now. Fantasy acrylic painting. About the video. Let's see if it'll play. You got to pay to get the whole course, though, I think. Yeah, it's $50. But check out this guy's technique, man. Look at this. Really pretty artwork, huh? Isn't it beautiful? He's worked for a bunch of places. Check it out. See, this is why I know that I could be good at this. Like, I like art, I like basic art. And when I'm engaging in storycraft, like when I'm actually telling stories or looking through stories or doing role playing, like playing D&D with people, my mind lights up with the where's it at? Why can't I stop this fucking share? Yeah, here we go. I want to get rid of that for a minute. Um, my mind lights up with all of the art, and I'm actually able to create pretty good art after like a D&D session. And I actually imagine, like, you've been through it and you think, hey, we killed this fucking giant centipede or whatever. And then like I'm able just to put it from my mind straight onto the page. But if I don't have something in the mind, if I'm not like playing games and I'm not reading books, then my art lacks. Like I did a nice little sketch of Lady Gaga the other day, and it turned out really good because I was thinking about one of Lady Gaga's songs, and I was thinking about her, bouncing around on stage. And it turned out in a pretty good likeness. Like I showed it to a colleague and I said, "Who do you think this is?" And they're like, "That's Lady Gaga." They're like, "That's pretty good." And so this summer, man, I'm gonna do that. Fools and Tools says sounds great. The detailing and the fine lining when it comes to sketching, a lot of imagination in there. Yeah, it's good magic, man. It's good fun too, and you can craft and sculpt your future through magical scripting and magical art and magical sigil work. And I think that I can craft a better, brighter future for everyone, including myself and the world and my retirement and interaction in the prime material plane. Because I think I probably got, I don't know, if I play my cards right, I might have another 50 years on this planet, right? Maybe not. Who knows? Even if I've only got 20, right? I could keep doing good magic, and I might do something valuable, worthwhile, get something written, get something painted, leave my footprint. I'm certainly leaving behind a fucking long archive of um, verbal masturbation on YouTube. That's something, right? Make your next chapter colorful. Yeah, I like to paint. I did watercolor for a while. Never got very good at it. Yeah, okay though, but it's just so expensive. Like acrylics and mediums and stuff. It costs money, but I've got money and I'm gonna have free time coming up this summer when school's out. So I'll be chilling and doing some painting, baby. Get the studio set up. It might not be until next autumn. It might not be until the next 100-day challenge when I get my dorm back. If I get my dorm back, right? Or until I get a bigger place. Because it requires space, too. Like, yeah, auto writing. Yeah, that's very good, man. Life does go on. That's right. I'm looking forward to the golden era of America, man, for you guys. And I might pay a visit. It's not going to be 2025, though, I don't think. I wanted to get over to England and see Iron Maiden this next month, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe. I think if I want it bad enough, it will happen. But I don't know, man. There's a lot going on. My daughter's got to go to start college this year. There's a lot of shit going on with the academy. Life pulls you in, and sometimes your own personal ambitions have to take a back seat to the family, the kids, the job, the career. It all has to be balanced. Magic, that exploring it. Yeah, it's good magic, man. I like it. So you guys check him out if you think that's something you might be interested in. It's called Domestica with a K. And I don't know if I'm going to pay the big dollar, $50. Maybe, though. I'm going to investigate it. And I'm going to see what I can do on my own before I start paying for courses. But it's definitely something that I want to do. I mean, I have a whole art department at my disposal. So at my academy. So I might be able to set myself up a studio where I could just use it at the academy in the day to day and stop by. And that might be, yeah, start exploring art. Yeah, I've always wanted to do a little more art. I like to draw when I was a kid, but I've just never had time to get good at it. I've never made time. Don't ever say you don't have time to do something. It's about making time. And I'm gonna make time, man. I've been trying to do, maybe 5 to 10 heads a day at school, get strips of paper and just do some heads when I got chill time. Yeah, the balance, yeah, the magic. That's what it is, man. The balancing of life's energies. Because you got to have some downtime to sleep. You've got to have some time to exercise. You got to have some time for self care, meditation, showering, ceremonial work. But then you got to work 50, 60 hours a week in order to pay for shit. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to make magic moments at work throughout the day, magical interactions with colleagues. You got to stay focused on your magic 24/7 from the moment you wake till the moment you sleep, and then all throughout the hours of dreamland. It's got to be something that you put right in front of your eyes 24/7, so that you can break through the veil and reach beyond and touch people here in the prime material plane, and then have that great power that is the fruition of the great work. The great work is, before all things, completion of man by himself. That is to say, the complete mastery of his faculties and his future, and the total emancipation of his will, right? Conversation and communication with the holy guardian angel. I'll pray with you guys one time before I go, and then I'm going to roll off because nobody's joining me here, man. So I'm going to roll out. I'm going to give you guys the adoration of Abraxas. Here it goes. Holy art thou, Lord of the universe, the vast and the mighty one, creator of heaven and earth, maker of all things visible and invisible, master of both the light and the darkness, the Alpha and the Omega, he who was, is, and always shall be. We adore thee and we invoke thee. Send us one of your divine spiritual agents, our holy guardian angel, to protect and guide us through the innumerable snares of the earthly sphere, and that beatific cleansing wind to disperse all negativity and that odious, noxious, fulsome, endless human opinion. Get behind me, Satan, with your opinions, right? Teach us those secret things, Lord, which we must know for the completion of the great work and the glory of thine ineffable name, Adonai, Son of God, in the name of the Son, Jesus the Christ, the Father, Adonai, and the Holy Divine Shekinah. We invoke thee. So it is commanded and confirmed. So mote it be. Amen. All hail the Father Dagon. All hail the Mother Hydra. Cthulhu is risen. I love y'all good-looking, sexy people. Until next time, keep doing good magic, and I will see you in the abodes of the future. Ad Astra Prospera. Get out there and carpe diem. Until next time, much love and kisses, baby. Love you. Love you, Nunu. Good magic, man. Love is the law. Love under will. Good looking out, fools and tools. Love you, man. Good magic. Good looking out, brother. Much love. Anybody else show up today? No. That's it. Nunu and fools and tools, man. A couple of good looking, sexy people out in Happy Land.